Yo, what's good? What's good, fam? It's PNP. It's Rashad. It's Dave. Fam. Fam. What a shit show we saw on Sunday. What a shit show we saw on Sunday, okay?
You
And
know
listen,
what the difference? You know what the difference between me and you is?
what's that, Dave?
I live up here.
He
You know how
does.
many people I try to avoid today at work? Do you
It's some
understand?
it's
I'm
unfortunate,
trying to get
Dave.
people. I'm trying to get people in the office, and now I don't want them in the office right now. I want them to stay at home on these Mondays. This is a
Yeah,
tough, tough day.
yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Fam, it was ugly, ugly showing. And you know what? Panther Nation is pissed. Panther
And they
Nation is
should be.
pissed.
They
We're
should
we're, we're,
be.
we're all all upset. Y'all heard me. If you didn't see it earlier, I went live in regards to Matt Rule's press conference, and I just gave a little live reaction to it because I knew I thought there was going to be some, you know, uh, I thought there was going to be some real breaking news in regards to the quarterback situation. Yeah. It's going down, dog. You see, I share my screen. I'm locked and loaded today. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's coming. It's coming. The gunshots is gonna. Y'all hear that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that, Day? Okay. I just want to make
I
sure that
heard
the
it.
clip is loaded and y'all hear it. It's going down tonight. And we're gonna do things a little bit different. I'd had a discussion with Dave. I said, Dave, we could talk about the game. We always wrap up the game. We go through the interesting stats. We go through all the stock up, stock down. And I said, you know what? We're gonna do things a little different tonight. We're gonna do things a little different tonight because Panther Nation is pissed off. I'm taking inspiration from all the town halls, all the everything that happens. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all. Okay. I want to hear from the people. I want to know y'all thoughts because y'all can sit up here and listen to me all day long. You can sit up here and listen to everybody else, but I want to hear from y'all because maybe we don't operate on the same wavelength. I told y'all how I think earlier. I told y'all that I got like the die Doctor Strange. I'm analytical. I try to analyze all the different factors and situations, and I don't see a way out of this situation that we're in right now. And so maybe y'all can talk me off the ledge, or maybe you can join. Maybe you can join me. But we gonna talk. We gonna talk it up. We gonna talk about it. I got the stream yard. I'm gonna invite y'all into the chat so Dave can hear y'all instead of doing it on the phones because Dave can't hear the phones. We haven't figured out a solution for that just yet. But I'm gonna invite y'all to the stream. Okay, I'm gonna invite y'all on the stream so y'all can join us live, not just Patreon. Everybody that wants to have a voice can say something tonight. Let's try to keep it to a minimum. We're not gonna let y'all go super 5-10 minutes long. We're gonna try to give y'all a couple of minutes to say what you gotta say, and then we're gonna let somebody else come on, or we may bring a couple people on at a time. But let people get their thoughts out, and we're gonna go from there. Now, Dave, before we go live, before I open it up, I want Dave to speak because we haven't had a chance to hear from Dave. Y'all heard me talk earlier, but I want Dave to go ahead, and I have a feeling, y'all. Hey, listen, I have a feeling y'all might hear some Heel Dave action. Heel Dave might be on deck. Okay, so Dave, the floor is yours. I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna say nothing. The floor is yours. It's all yours, B.
Sam Darnold's about to make some Panthers history, man. If he keeps it at this rate, you know that, right?
Houseway.
He might be the single season leader in interceptions. Now, granted, he has a tall hill to climb, but because he has to go and eclipse Kerry Collins when he threw 21 interceptions in 1997. But at the pace that Mr. Darnold is going at, he might eclipse it, which is kind of insane to think
What's
about.
he on pace for, Dave? You the math guru.
He's about on pace for 21 interceptions, 21, 22 interceptions. Um, and by the way, just to put it in perspective for you guys, the quarterback y'all wanted ran out of here last year. He had 11 interceptions for the season. John already has 11 interceptions now. I just want to let you guys have some level of awareness. I mean, it's bad, man. The last time Darnold threw a touchdown pass was week 6. It's bad. Like, this is bad. Like, this is terrible. we downgraded and we gave up draft picks to downgrade. Literally. This is done. And there was a lot of apologies on Twitter to Teddy Bridgewater, and I've been trying to retweet as many as I can. But bro, I don't want to hear your apologies at this point. It's great that you finally accepted that you were wrong, and there's no shame in accepting that you were wrong. But damn it, man, you can't say you wanted Teddy out of here and wanted Justin Fields. You can't say that, because now we're not going to get anything. We're going to be sitting here with Teddy Bridgewater here in 2022. And that's what's demoralizing right now. Like, we're going to have to sit through this shit for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I never root for somebody to go on IR, but I'm kind of rooting for it, because if we're going to have to sit through it for another year, I might as well see through the pain. And then he won't break the interception record, because I'm almost looking forward to it at this rate, because he threw 3 interceptions with Christian McCaffrey out there. So we can't even say that Christian McCaffrey would have helped him. You know, that's the dilemma I have. Like, even with CMC back, it's like, all right, maybe he got a safety blanket. He, you know what I'm saying? He got his liners going. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we'll be good to go. But that ain't the case. It ain't about whether or not you want a Teddy or Darnold guy. It's about what Teddy had to work with versus what Darnold has to work with. Darnold has way more talent on this roster than what Teddy had last year.
Not even close.
Like, let's keep it a buck. But it's okay. There's no we could throw the whole season away, but 6-11 should be enough to get ruled out of here. But with Tepper, we never know. I think that's the other thing too. If we IR Darnold, it ain't gonna matter at that point. But I'm ready to I don't want to see him start anymore, man. I want him gone. I just don't know if this coaching staff. I think if he's healthy, I think we're gonna keep seeing Sam.
But, so let's talk about that, because it was said that Sam, his shoulder hurt. His shoulder hurt. His little rotator cuff or something. It ain't acting right.
Stop right there. Mm-hmm. Stop right there. Because how is the roster better? Our defense is number 2 in the NFL.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, fam?
Number 2 defense in the NFL. We're the number 2 defense in the NFL. Last year, Teddy had to deal with a defense that was bottom 10 in the league. The guy that Teddy Bridgewater beat out in Denver threw for 4 touchdown passes on us. So what are you talking about?
Going back to my point, I don't know why we put that.
It's just.
I feel you. I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Going back to Sam Darnold, okay, and his supposed injury, because Dave, I didn't even know the man's shoulder was hurting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
We talked about it on Friday, I believe.
Exactly. I had no idea.
Man. He when he got concussed, he also lost a portion of his shoulder. It seems it was a dual type of situation. So now they're contemplating putting this man potentially on IR. That's the buzz right now. Is that Sam Darnold may go to IR, and I guess many folks are saying that that's a scapegoatish route, or a way to bench him without benching him, without hurting his feelings. It's the Thomas Fletcher route, man.
The Thomas Fletcher route of benching a dude to kind of save face. But Dave, I got news for you, bro. That doesn't help. That doesn't help anything in the future. That's not going to help us get out of that 18 million is guaranteed for next year, injury or not. It is what it is. That's not helping us. It might help us in the short term, kind of save face a little bit. But again, I go back to my diet, Dr. Strange, me processing all these things. That's not going to help us in 2022.
But Sam Darnold's going to be the guy in 2022 as well. It ain't about. Here's the thing: you fail to realize, Rashad. It's not about helping us, my brother. It's about making sure Rule gets another year.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough. But I also think that Rule is going to get another year anyway. Unless where you're going, going where you're going, then I agree with you. But I always thought that Matt Rule is going to get another year, and then you talk about Sam Darnold. Okay, so then let me process. Then again, I'm going crazy here. So now you're talking about Sam Darnold in 2022. because the 18 million not going nowhere, right?
Nope.
18 million not going nowhere. So that is what it is. So who's the quarterback? Now let's assume we're bad. We picking top 10, Dave. What's the chance that we actually pick top 10 and not trade back to get more draft capital?
Oh, we're definitely trading back. It's
Okay.
not a down
So
my mind.
that's gonna take I agree with you. That's gonna take us out of the potential top quarterback, right? Or one of the top quarterbacks potentially.
Yep.
Because you're trading back to acquire more draft picks. So
Yep.
now you're at option 2, 3, maybe 4 quarterback, depending on where you pick. And then you're talking about picking a second round left tackle or second round offensive lineman. We've seen how far that's gotten us over the past couple of years. So again, how do we get out of this, Dave?
Well, the problem is we're thinking about it the wrong way, right, Rashad? I think we're thinking about it like we should be drafting a quarterback in 2022 when we should not be drafting a quarterback in 2022. We shouldn't be drafting a quarterback until 2023.
I disagree.
And the reason why I think that, well, all right, we shouldn't be drafting a quarterback early in 2022. We shouldn't be trying to think about drafting our franchise quarterback until 2023. And there's a couple of reasons. There's a couple of reasons why I feel that way. One, I have absolutely no interest to see this coaching staff get another quarterback to get a crack at. All right, that's my thing. If we know for a fact that Rule's going to be sticking around for another season, I have absolutely no interest in seeing this guy get another quarterback to groom. We've already seen his streak of quarterbacks, and I have no interest in seeing that. I want the new coach to draft the quarterback. So the only way I'm fine with us drafting a quarterback in 2022 is if we have a new coach in 2022. If we do not have a new coach in 2022, I have no interest of taking a quarterback in the first round. Period.
Dave, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. But the reality is, and then we're going back to the processing, right? Because you're absolutely right. Because let's say Matt Rule does go out and draft the quarterback next year, right? Then he goes out there and flops again. Mm-hmm. And now we're looking for a new coach. You have a quarterback that was drafted by the previous regime, right? And then so what if said new regime comes in, they don't want the quarterback you drafted. Happens all the time. All the time.
That's how we got Sam.
That's how we got Sam. New head coach always wants their quarterback to die on the hill on. And we chose Sam Darnold. That's who we chose to die on the hill with, right?
No, we chose Teddy Bridgewater. Then they chose Sam Darnold.
Well, did he though? Who? I don't think the head coach chose Teddy. That's a whole nother discussion. I think Joe Brady chose Teddy, and then they said this dude ain't it, or Tepper specifically in conjunction with Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer said, oh, Teddy ain't it, so we're gonna go get another guy, and they chose Sam Darnold. That's what I think happened, if you want me to be honest. And so I think Joe Brady was always Teddy's dude.
So
Teddy was always Joe Brady's dude.
That means Joe Brady was right.
That means Teddy was right and Joe Brady was right.
Yeah.
So
that means it was right. Because this ain't it, guys. Like, I think people thought that I questioned the Darnold pickup because I just didn't like Darnold. No, I questioned the Darnold pickup because he's not a better quarterback than Teddy Bridgewater.
Never was. Not even close.
He never was.
We don't even need to compare the two anymore. We're not comparing the two because they're not even in the same damn voting ballot. They on a whole different bracket.
And I know it's easy. And I know it's easy to say, oh, well, the Jets, Sam started over Teddy when he was with the Jets, but that was because of politics. The man was a top draft pick. So that's why they did it. Same thing when people thought that Drew Lock was going to beat out Teddy in Denver. It wasn't about that. Vic Fangio's trying to save his job. He's trying to win games. So right now we might have we definitely have the worst non-rookie quarterback in the NFL right now as a starter by far. And I don't think it's close. I don't even think it's close.
He is ass. Like I don't know. Y'all, they tried to tell me he was the dude. Y'all just remember they tried to tell me dude was the dude.
Try to tell you that
they tried to tell me he was the dude.
He was a deep ball thrower.
That's what they told me, Dave. They told he was gonna come in and solve all the problems. He was the franchise. That's what they told me. And y'all can't sit up here and tell me. I said it earlier. Y'all can't sit up here and tell me that year 2 Teddy with that defense wasn't going to be as, or it wasn't going to have us in a better situation than we are right now. You can't tell me that.
Real talk. We'll probably.
You can't tell me that.
At worst, we would be 6-3 right now.
All right,
maybe 7-2.
Hey, Dave, let's go ahead and open up. Hey, is Pat is in here? I think Pat. If Pat is in here and C3, if y'all in here, y'all can come join us. The StreamYard link is in the chat. It's the pinned comment in the chat. Come on and hop on in because we about to let it off. Everybody, if you want to speak your mind, let's get it. You want to have a conversation. If it's let's open it up to everybody. Anybody that wants to join, it's the pinned comment. So just hit that link and join us. Come through right now.
Last year's squad didn't have a top 2 defense, bro. You guys keep failing to realize that. If you give Teddy Bridgewater an elite level defense, he can take you to the playoffs. Ask the Vikings about that. When he took the Vikings to the playoffs, he only threw for 14 touchdowns. Ask the Vikings about that. Like, let's keep it a buck. If you give Teddy the pieces around you, he can win. And that's the same thing they tried to do with Sam. And Sam's showing that he can't win. It's simple as that. It doesn't get any simpler than that.
But I mean, realistically, yo, fam, we just stuck.
Oh, we are.
We just stuck, bro. We stuck. We are in a bad situation, B. We in a bad situation.
It's kind of wild to think about, like, because the thing is, and I said it at the town hall last night. I was like, you guys are forgetting, we can't cut this man. Like, either we're gonna bring him out here to be the starter next year, or we're gonna have the most expensive backup in the NFL next year. It's one or the other. We can't cut this man at this point.
So if nobody gonna join, I can go through the regular show. If y'all want to join, speak your piece, or maybe I don't know if I got the right link. Hold on, let me just
make sure you put the right link in there, man.
Let me make sure I put the right link. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because if y'all not gonna join, I can go proceed with the regular show. I'm trying to give y'all opportunity to say what y'all want to say. Give me 1 second. Let me get in here and
I will say, man, this is rough. I just looked up the schedule again. Marcus said there's not a link.
Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I thought I pinned it. All right, here we go. My bad, y'all. I thought I pinned it earlier before the show started.
Now.
I pinned it. My fault. My bad, y'all. My bad. But if y'all want to jump in, it's the pin comment right now. If y'all want to come through, holla at us. It's y'all show today. Here we go. We got Tony coming through right now. Tony, what's good? I saw you trying to holler at Lauren coming through right now. Tony, what's good? I saw you trying to holler at Lauren.
Yo.
What's good, y'all? What's good? We got Cody in the building. We got Justin and Tony. What's good with y'all, man?
What's up, guys?
Chilling, bro. Don't mind the absence of a webcam. Y'all don't want to see my ugly ass.
Come on, man. We want to see you, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm butt naked, bro. I might as well.
Yeah, we don't need that. You are correct. I don't want to have to stop and start.
Hey, man, come on. We can make it a different kind of show, man. We could make it a special night.
Nah, not on Monday.
All right, fine. Be that way then. I won't show you.
All right, fellas, how you feeling? Tony, what's good, man? We'll start with you, bro. How you feeling, dog?
I guess I thought that what was interesting is, I mean, we've had these roundtables, right, in the past, and when we talked about David Tepper going and getting Matt Rule and paying him the bag. First of all, David Tepper got enough money where it don't matter. He could fire Matt Rule today and go pay another quarterback, another coach. It doesn't count towards the salary cap. So that's just a money thing out of David Tepper's pocket. I didn't foresee a world where Matt Rule couldn't survive 2 seasons. I did not foresee a world where he would not be the Panthers coach in 2022. But each passing day that goes by, I think the odds that he is the coach next year are getting a little bit longer every week. And the reason I say that is you brought up a couple of things. First, there's been 3 or 4 misses at quarterback when it comes to this coaching staff. And we can quibble over whether or not Teddy Bridgewater First,
ain't no quibbling. Ain't no quibbling, dog.
Bridgewater is better. Is better. That's fine. But here's the thing: is we didn't make the moves. We didn't make the moves, right? Matt Rule came in here. He cut Cam Newton, and guess what? Then he goes and gets Teddy Bridgewater. Despite what anybody says about Teddy Bridgewater, whether he's good, bad, or not, he ain't on the Carolina Panthers no more. So Cam Newton not on the Panthers. Then you go and get Teddy Bridgewater. He's not on the Panthers. Then you swing and miss at everything in the meantime, and you go after Sam Darnold. And I'm sorry, like at some point you said it. Do you have the faith in this coaching staff to pick the next quarterback? And how long of a timeline does that make it if you do? And let's not also forget that they drafted J.C. Horn, which, look, is that when he was in the game, he does what Stephon Gilmore's done a lot for this defense. This defense is night and day better when they got a man corner in there that can do that. We've seen that. But at the same time, they did not address the fundamental problems with this team, which are either the tackle position or the quarterback at this point. And really, we had the opportunity to draft Justin Fields and keep Teddy Bridgewater for a year. Have Teddy Bridgewater, because look, here's the thing, y'all saying you're saying that we won't pay that Sam Darnold's going to be here. Nah, man, we told Teddy to walk for the same amount of money. So here's the thing is that, like, they haven't had faith in their own plans. They went and made these decisions. And right now, I don't know if you can really have a lot of faith that Matt Rule is going to figure it out in year 3. Now, I do want to remind that, look, people were calling for Ron Rivera to be fired in year 2 at this time of the season. But it just doesn't look like it can get better. That's the thing. It just doesn't look like it can get better. And you know what? I don't think Joe Brady's been good at all in his tenure here. I mean, I won't say this is that I think he had he was okay. He had some beginner's luck in some ways, but it's not like he's been a mastermind or something. This offense has not scored a touchdown in over 12 quarters, dude.
Tony can vouch for me on this, man. I blame David Tepper for everything.
Facts.
For everything. I mean, Rashad, y'all were talking earlier about, maybe Joe Brady was the one that decided to bring in Teddy. Look, whoever decided to bring in who, David Tepper has signed off on absolutely everything. Facts. And then on top of that, he has been one step behind this process every step of the way. He was too late to fire Ron Rivera. He was too late to fire Marty Herney. Then he went and got an unproven college coach to be the head coach of the football team that he just spent $2.5 billion for. Went and got an unproven passing game coordinator from LSU to come be the leader of his offense. Then you go and get Sam Darnold to do what? To be the same guy that he always was behind a terrible offensive line? Like, I'm sorry, man. And now you add on top of it the Panthers trying to erase Cam Newton from the history of this football team, trying to act like he don't exist, man. Dude, I cannot stand that. It annoys me to my core. And then, Rashad, I saw you earlier reacting to Matt Rule and his press conference. And, bro, you heard every one of our players go to bat for Brian Burns and talk about how messed up what Mac Jones did was. And what did our head coach have to say?
I said it, bro. I said it.
Not a damn thing, bro.
No, in fact, not only that, he just damn near said, "Yo, Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. I like this guy."
I don't want to comment. Like, I don't want to comment on another football team. Like, bro, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what are you saying? Like, even if you felt that way, bro, like, you gotta support your mans. Like, you gotta support your team. You gotta say, yo, like, fam, I didn't like what Mac did. Call a spade a spade. I've been telling, even when I was doing when I was reacting to it, all this double talking back, like, fam, say what you want to say and mean what you say. Like, he always has to overcompensate. when he was saying, when he was talking about the offense, he said, "Yeah, offense got to be better." But the defense, they got to be better too.
Yeah, man, it's
you
all
ask
that
Phil Snow,
double
like,
talk.
man, what are you talking about?
None of it inspires any kind of confidence in Matt Rule. And then when you hear that shit of him saying, "Oh, we're not a bad football team. We're just playing bad football." Like, nah, bro, we're a bad.
That means you're a bad football team.
We're a bad football team, and there's no one to blame but the coaches for how they've mismanaged this roster. Dude, it's all bad, man. And
You know what?
I'm telling you, my biggest deal, and then I'm gonna toss it to Pat, man.
Real quick,
I'm putting all of it on David Tepper, man.
I ain't gonna be but a second, but when you said something, it just kind of like, are we a bad football team? Like, when you look at the personnel coming into the season, we was like, oh, we were gonna light it up.
No, Pat.
You know
I said it all in the offseason, bro. I said, look, we're gonna win games off our defense.
Right.
I said that if Sam is average Sam, we could probably make the playoffs with this team because of our defense.
Right.
And Sam, like I just said, Sam just got to be game manager Sam. Don't turn the fucking ball over. Just go in there, pound the rock, make a couple good passes, keep it walking. Defense going to do the rest for you. I needed him to be Brad Johnson, and he ended up being Kerry Collins. He ended up being somebody that's interception prone. Like,
and you know what was so funny about all those Deshaun Watson rumors? It was just David Tepper throwing a temper tantrum, like, because he saw how terrible his quarterback was, and he realized that that's the guy that we got to run with. And then you heard all these rumors about Deshaun Watson, and oh, we are interested, and then oh, now we're not, and it's all this back and forth. It's like, how do all of those rumors instill any confidence on your football team when all they're hearing are these rumors that you're trying to go get a quarterback? It's like, what? There's no reason to believe that our coaches or anyone in the front office has any belief in Sam Darnold going forward. And we have no foreseeable means to fix this in the near future.
Yeah, it's ugly. Moving forward, it's ugly, bro. I went through my Doctor Strange shit, but it's ugly. And I trust me, I'm a Cap dude. I understand how all this works. It ain't pretty moving forward. But Pat, go ahead and finish your thought, bro. You can roll. Say what you gonna say.
Okay. Basically, I was just gonna say that are we really a bad team? I really feel like it comes down to coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? But because I feel like a better coach, a better head coach, a better offensive coordinator could have probably did something a little bit better. When you got a defense that's built like this, man, and an offense with all these weapons. Yeah, Sam Darnold, you know, and I agree with you, Dave. You know, I think he should have, if he was a better QB, we would have been a lot further, man. But I think it also comes down to coaching, man. This coaching staff they're not developing any players at this level. So to hear Matt say we're not a bad team, I mean, I'm kind of agree with that. They are playing bad football. You know what I'm saying? They are playing really bad football, but that also goes back to coaching, man. That goes back to coaching.
But bad teams play bad football most of the time, and that's what we've done. But we're a 4-5 team that should be like a 7-2 team right now.
So it's like they're saying that they wanted Sam, like they were saying, you thinking if Sam could be an average QB. Teddy is an average QB. So fuck your feelings and everything. You feeling some type of way about him or what he's saying, it would have made more sense for us to keep Teddy. With this defense, bro, that's 6-3, 7-2, possibly 9-0. This all of this, none of this makes any sense to me. You downgraded from Cam to Teddy, downgraded from Teddy, and it is a downgrade. Like the best we were hoping for Sam to be was what Teddy was last year, and people ran him out of town.
It's a shame that was that man's ceiling, bro. Like his ceiling was Teddy. And like I feel like, like if they would have just stuck to the plan, like they had a perfect
plan.
They had it set up right. Just if you would have kept Teddy for one more year,
they pumped out.
It was two. You had him under contract for 2 years. You had it out after the 2 years.
Yeah.
If you just kept him for one more year, drafted a quarterback, or maybe not drafted a quarterback, maybe you drafted offensive line and then drafted a quarterback in year 3 of Teddy's contract, you would have been fine. Like and again, I don't know who's pulling the strings, but obviously, like Cody said, it goes back to Tepper, and he has to take this. And we haven't heard nothing from this.
Has
dude.
to.
I said that earlier.
We're not going to.
Tepper used to be all up in the club,
all in the studio, all up in the video, dancing.
Dancing.
Seen him.
Like,
Hey,
Panther Nation turn up. Now you don't see him, man. You see
And
his
bro,
wife.
we're not about to hear from David Tepper. He ain't gonna show his face. What's he got to say right now? What could David Tepper say to any of you to make you feel better?
Bro, at
Nothing,
this point, I genuinely want to see PJ. I don't want to see Sam on the field anymore because we could have won this past Sunday. We could have won that game with a competent QB. The interception he threw when he was trying to hit DJ and them, you throw that ball to that pylon or out of the back of the end zone, you threw it right to where the corner could get it. That second interception, that was a beautiful play by the deep lineman. Normally that gets batted, but he got up there at the perfect time and just got both hands on it. The first interception sailed the pass over Ian's head and gets taken back for. They score 8. The Patriots score 18 points. That's how many points their offense scored. There's how many teams we see in the NFL can put up 3 touchdowns in a quarter. It don't make sense. Like Sam
I'll tell you one team that we haven't seen been able to do it, and that's the Carolina Panthers. I don't know how many teams can do it, but the team I watch on Sundays can't put 1 touchdown up in 12 quarters.
We just need to see what PJ got. I honestly think PJ. I hope PJ can be a better decision maker.
He ain't. I'll tell you that right now.
He's not, yo.
He
the
no
answer
good,
ain't
bro.
on the roster for the quarterback,
Yeah,
bro.
PJ
But-
just hit it, man. Because
Then they need to bring Cam back then. Bring him back. If he plays well, keep him like sign him to a 2-3 year
I
deal.
just found out. They put up a banner of the 2015 Panthers, and they ain't even got Cam on the banner. I just found that out.
And somebody in that organization need to get smacked.
That's what I'm
owner's not
saying.
going to smack himself.
They're trying to erase Cam Newton from this franchise's history, bro. Like it's not even an exaggeration. They didn't give him any kind of send off once we left. We gave Graham Gano more of a send off than we did Cam Newton. It's like, dude, you're trying to erase one of the biggest parts of our history right now, and then on top of that, you cut him, and then now we're with Sam Darnold looking like an idiot out there throwing 3 interceptions. Like, dude, and if you couple that with all the keep pounding stuff that happened earlier this year where they were trying to get rid of keep pounding, it's like, dude, is David Tepper just trying to come here and ruin every single tradition that the Panthers have? Like, we don't have that many, but it seems like the ones that we do have, he's trying to throw out the window.
I don't think Dave Tepper know what's going on, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think he put the money down and he just letting these people who don't know how to run the team run this team. I hope he don't know what's going on. Because even when you watch the draft, little behind the scenes, it didn't seem like he knew who they was gonna pick or who he wanted. He was just like, "Oh, I'm so happy we got you." Yeah. And he was letting Scott and Matt talk, and he was like, "Okay, what y'all gonna do next?" That's what it kind of feels like. But that's still on him because it's his money. And he need to be a little bit more involved if he's not, man, because this looking ugly, man. For real.
All right, so I want to get some other folks into the conversation.
Sure.
So, like Marcus, what you got to say, boss?
All right, I had 2 questions. The first one was I saw somebody posted on Twitter. I think they said that every time that DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson came back to the sideline, they actively avoided Sam Darnold and went to PJ. So with that in mind, I was wondering will this affect the Panthers if they go with Darnold next season? Would that affect our ability to re-sign DJ? Because why would he want to stay here? And the other question, I'm trying to remember what it was. The next other question I had was you keep saying that we have to stick with Sam next year. And I'm thinking if we stick with Sam Darnold next year, how are we going to sell tickets? I don't think the fan base will stand for it anymore. So what do you suggest we do?
We ain't selling no tickets now, man. Ain't nobody coming to the game.
There's Sam Darnold is the quarterback next year.
Wait,
Zero chance.
Even that's not true because David Tepper's going to make his money from fans of other teams coming
true.
and filling up our stadium. So
Ticket sales are ticket sales, no matter what jersey they wear.
Yeah, man.
But so I think, listen, it's a tough. I'm telling you, it's a tough situation. But to answer the first part of your question, do I think it affects DJ? It most certainly does. DJ Moore, he's got the 5th-year option. He's got to play for us next season, regardless. So it's the year after that we have to worry about it. But I think that does impact who potentially comes to this team, right? Like, who's gonna want to sign up to come here, fam? Like in free agency, with Sam Darnold at the helm.
I've been
Who's
saying
gonna want to wait? Who's gonna want to
man.
re-sign with us? Like we
Yep.
out here
That
talking
too.
about we want to
That
keep
too.
Hassan Reddick.
Great point.
We can't keep Hassan Reddick if he's out here not wanting to answer questions about the offense.
That's
Like
how we're
we
getting
can't.
our picks back. That's how we're getting our picks back. We're gonna get 900 compensatory picks because everybody leaves.
Everybody will leave. I mean, that's one method. That's one method to get it
No,
done.
man, it's just that's the thing I'm concerned about too. Like, if you got to stick with Sam, all these free agents that we want to keep aren't going to stay. Like Gilmore will probably stay because Gilmore wants to be close to home.
Yeah, he lived right down the street.
Yeah, so like he'll
Yeah.
probably
Gilmore's
stick
not
around. But like
stupid.
when you talk about like Dante Jackson, Hassan Reddick, all these other players, particularly on the defensive side, that are seeing this defense that's like ready. They're ready. And they're like,
Yeah,
they're seeing it's being
great point.
examined.
Great point, Dave. We got one potential interview on the hook, and I want to interview this dude, and let's put all our juju into it because he's an active player right now, and we might have a chance to interview him, and he's on the defensive side of the ball, and I want to ask homeboy, fam, like, how do you feel like going out there, and especially early in the season, like when your coach is out there saying, yo, we got to have the defense play better. And y'all out there creating all the turnovers and scoring points at times. Like, how does that feel as a D? Because I know if it was me, fam, yo, I'm cussing. Yo, if we in the room together and this is me and the coach, yo, I'm airing everybody out. Like,
Right.
how you gonna throw us under the bus and we out here busting our ass?
Oh, no
and our
reason.
offense can't move the football.
I think
So
everybody knew that was just a way of not just dissing everybody on the offense.
That's
You know what I'm
that
saying?
flip
It's like
flop.
he knew that Phil Snow wasn't gonna go home and cry after that. You know what I'm saying? That was all. That was just coach
you-
speak. There
You
won't
can't say
nothing.
that in those type of games, man. There was no
Exactly.
need to even bring up the defense. The defense played a heck of a game, man. They've been playing, they've been balling.
They've been doing
And
it.
for them to be putting everything on the field, causing all these turnovers, and the offense not capitalize on it, and then you come out there in front of everybody and say, well, the defense, they could have did this. I was hoping the defense could have stopped them from scoring. I thought we scored enough points. What is that to say, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, ask that question, Rashad. I don't know who you talking to, man.
I'm
Ask-
Colin, slightly off topic, but just because I didn't know the answer to it. I heard that Cam Irvin went to IR. Does that season
Yeah.
end in IR?
We
Or
don't
is
know if
that-
it's season ending yet.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be season ending, but his didn't seem as severe. But Paradis is on season ending IR,
Yeah.
and so that'll be a wrap for him. But I mean, hell, we really gonna? I mean, I guess we are gonna miss him because we ain't who's behind him. I guess.
He's always
Daily.
hurt. Even like he's been dealing with injuries even before this, man. It's like that's always been Cam Irvin's thing is the injuries. So I don't know, man. And then our coaches hung out Brady Christensen to dry when they did play him at left tackle. Didn't give him enough time to prepare. Then wants to critique his performance heavy right after. Man, it's like I don't know what they're gonna do, man. It seems like it's hard to believe, but with our offensive line the way it is, we might not have even seen our worst performance yet, bro.
Facts.
Wait until we play Arizona. Now I know Kyler Murray might not be able to play, but bro, it's about to be
Who
embarrassing.
they back
They
up?
didn't need him on
McCoy's not gonna
Sunday.
destroy
Colt
us.
McCoy ain't a slouch.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, he's solid.
Who did they play yesterday? They destroyed who they played
San
yesterday
Francisco
wim.
without him,
Oh,
without
yeah.
him
That's
or
what I'm saying.
D-Hop.
Bro, they're about
No
to
D-Hop,
go
no-
boat
no-
racing.
What's the
all
line
that.
on the
And
game?
they destroyed 10.
10 points. It's 10
With
points
Colt
right now.
McCoy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They destroyed San Francisco yesterday, bro, with no Kyler. We getting it handed to us on Sunday.
James Conner has changed, bro. James Conner has returned.
Are we already at the place where we're hoping that the Panthers lose for draft position?
No,
Like,
I don't.
are we already
never
talking
do that.
draft?
I'm
I never
not. I'm
do
not
that.
there.
It don't.
You
may not
For
have
one, it
options,
don't
but I'm
matter
not
because
rooting
we ain't
for
got no draft picks. For 2, we don't got the hope, nothing. Like they just losing. Like it's nothing we can do. We don't have to. Like I think
We'll
we
win
just
a
talked
few more
about this
games.
on
We'll beat
Charlotte
Washington
Vibe, but
We'll
you don't
win.
have to
We'll
tank
probably
none
win
of
2
that.
more. We'll probably win 2 more.
and
Maybe
the
3.
Dolphins.
Yeah. All right. See, let's go to CJ. CJ been waiting for a minute. CJ, what's good, brother? Welcome to the show.
Not much, Rashad. What's going on, man? I met you at Ravens joint practice this year. It was nice meeting you, and I've been following you guys ever since.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that.
What y'all are talking about, and I just want to echo, the coaching's terrible right now. The offensive play calling is just completely inept. And what we'll see Sunday won't be the difference of the players on the field because the talent's almost similar, besides at the quarterback and offensive line. The coaching will just be completely one-sided because Cliff Kingsbury has been a genius over there in Arizona, what he's doing, play calling on the offensive side of the football. And Joe Brady has become so predictable that it's just so easy. I mean, Matt Rule came out 2 weeks ago and basically told everybody what we're going to do. Like, we're going to shove the football down your throat. And I don't know when they brought Sam Darnold in if they thought something was going to change. The dude's never been a vocal leader. He doesn't have a strong bone in his body, and he holds nobody accountable. DJ Moore, there was one play in particular 2 weeks ago on the Shi Smith wide receiver screen where DJ Moore didn't even make a decent effort to block. He's out there. They're holding nobody accountable right now, and nobody on the offensive side of the football has got a voice. DJ Moore's quiet. Robbie Anderson's the only person yelling on the sideline. Christian McCaffrey's silent. Matt Rule wants to be everybody's friend. Y'all said it about Mac Jones today. There's nobody holding anybody accountable right now, and that's where when we did have Cam, he would hold people accountable on the sideline, and there's just none of that right now. And I don't know where it gets better. I don't know how it gets better. I don't know where it gets better. The only bright spot that I see on the entire, besides defense, like I'm completely taking the defense out of this conversation because they've got it figured out. Phil Snow has surprised me completely because I didn't have a whole lot of faith in Phil Snow coming into this year. But he has surprised me. But Scott Fitterer has been the biggest bright spot that I've seen. And if he can't work some magic to get us something this offseason at the quarterback position, I just don't know where we go from here.
I don't know. Does Fit get all the? Does he get a pass?
I don't understand.
Yes.
Like, what has Scott done? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He knew. And we kind of talked. I talk about this all the time. I didn't like all the moving around in the draft for no reason. All these moves we made. Like, it's hard for me to really praise Scott Fitterer. I ain't giving up on him. But I'm just not digging it. Maybe it's him and Matt Rule, the way they want to run this team. Maybe it's clashing and causing it to look bad. But it's hard for me to be hard on Matt Jones. I said Matt Jones. What the heck?
Oh no, you said
Matt Rule.
Matt
It's
Jones,
hard for me to
who?
be. It's hard for me to be hard on Matt Rule and not be hard on Scott Fitterer, man. You know what I'm saying? He's still the general manager. How we gonna be hard on Matt Rule and be hard on David Tepper, but then kind of leave Scott Fitterer?
He also did stamp Sam Darnold, so
right.
That's
We
on his
saw
resume.
it in the clip. We saw it in the video. He wanted Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? And if you look at this team and his history, because this is what I was told. If you look at this team, how we look now, in his history with the Seahawks, we looking a lot like the Seahawks. It looks like he's trying to build this Legion of Boom, and the offensive line ain't being taken care of. So, the verdict's still out on Scott Fitterer for me. I know a lot of folks excited because he doing a lot of stuff. He he got a lot of action going on, but it's just a whole lot of nothing. We look bad. We look worse than we did last year.
And there was Rule that wanted Darnold, because of Rule. He said that he was looking at tape and he found him by accident. Then he walked up to Fitterer and it was like, I want this guy. I can fix him. And that was kind of how we got that working.
And
It's on his resume,
and that's how he's going to get fired. Because this is on him.
Oh, like, Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yeah, he out here being like any typical coach, thinking that he can recover any damn body. Out here thinking that he can just recover the entire.
Bro.
He think he can fix anybody. He probably think he can fix Jamarcus Russell too. You know what I'm saying? Next thing we know, we have Jamarcus back coming out of retirement. Think he can fix all these quarterbacks that are bust. You know what I'm saying?
Save a hoe.
Did
Yeah, Captain Sam Ho. That's who he is. Oh yeah, bring in Teddy Bridgewater. I can save him.
man.
Oh, hey,
Don't
bring
do
in
that.
The
Sam
thing is,
Darnold.
Bridgewater
Bring in
ain't somebody
Sam
that need to
Darnold. I
be
can
saved.
save him. But it don't
Hold
matter.
on.
Hey,
Hold on
man,
real quick.
it could be a starving child, and Matt Rule thinks he can save
Yo,
him.
I'm
bro.
dying.
Hold
So
on,
let
hold
him
on,
play
real quick, real
Yo,
quick. I gotta
Legion of
give a shout
Bombs.
out to Cage Luke Mister. He done dropped a couple $5 super chats. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the super chat.
Yo, Legion of Bombs is hilarious.
Tony, go ahead, bro. You've been raising your hand for a little bit. Go ahead, bro.
I think that I'm kind of with you guys about with Pat with Scott Fitterer. Here's the thing. It's with Tepper and Fitterer. You see this is that we had an owner who didn't have a personality, actually turned out he was partying behind the scenes, but the owner was real reserved. He wasn't up there. He wouldn't ever talk. And then we had the NFL shield on the football field. And so Tepper comes in and all of a sudden we got an owner who's putting the Panther logo on, dancing, doing these, being vocal. And we thought, oh man, this is something different than what we had. And then it turns out, it ain't that cool. Fitter, we ain't ever moved in the draft. We ain't ever gone back, or all of a sudden we got all this movement and it's different. We're like, oh man, this is cool. But that doesn't mean it's I think, I don't know. It hasn't really turned out to be anything more than just that. So here is I'm more interested in this is Scott Fitterer just a placeholder? Because if this does go down, is this it's not look, if they fire Joe Brady and they get rid of Sam Darnold and Matt Rule gets one more season, what is that really? How is he going to salvage his job? That's just going to prolong it for one more year. And then does Fitterer, does he stick around? Or is he just there for show?
Fitterer gets a pass, right? Because he didn't bring in none of these folks. He was handed the situation, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Fitterer, and again, I do think Fitterer has done some great things. He's done some great things. He brought in Gilmore, CJ Henderson. Will yet to be seen what's gonna turn out, how that situation is gonna turn out. All the trading back in the draft, that was cute. But half them dudes ain't even playing right now. And it seems like we are going to more of a veteran presence when it comes to our preference right now. I think they caught that glimmer of a little bit of a success and was like, yo, let's go with the vets. So all those rookies that we brought in, it was cute, all the trades, but I still go back to Trey Smith. I mean, Trey Smith this dude should have been a Panther, bro. 6th round, you picked up a long snapper. I'm gonna get you for that. You got to take the heat for that.
Right.
And Sam Darnold is on your resume. So yes, it's been some good things that he's done. And I always shout out, he's done some great things. We do the little beam eyes and all that stuff is cool. But his saving grace as far as his job is, number one, we did it backwards. It's not his fault. We brought in the coach first. That ain't on him. He at least does. He needs to at least be able to bring in his coach, his staff, and let it run his way. So I do think he at least earns that, or needs the benefit of that in regards to him. So go ahead, Noli.
I think with real quickly before I make my main point with the offense, I think both things can be true. I think it's true Joe Brady's overrated, but I mean, damn, how much can he do when you have Sam Darnold at quarterback? Do people realize how much they've dumbed down the offense? The defenses are sitting on routes because they know it's so simple. And so Joe Brady has had such a condensed playbook. And then on top of that, we're going run heavy. I mean, again, yes, Brady's overrated and I want everyone out of here, but you can't judge Joe Brady with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is the worst quarterback in the NFL. Granted, our offense was ranked 25th last year. We had 2 1,000-yard receivers last year and Curtis Samuel 1,000 all-purpose yards. 2 people got paid. So Joe Brady's offense is designed to get people open. I have critiques of it, but with Sam Darnold at quarterback, you cannot – to me, Brady is the least of our problems. Yes, he's overrated, and yes, I have issues, but Sam Darnold, after that game, deserves to get cut. I understand he has the $18 million, but, I mean, this is horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. people want to talk about, oh, Rivera was gone after the second year. We were putting up points with Rivera and Fox in year 2. We were moving the ball. Our issue is we couldn't close games. 1 offensive touchdown in 3 games? You can't compare any of this. I mean, this is a level of ineptitude I have not seen in a while. And my biggest point is I'm with Cody. This starts with David Tepper. Forget all the personnel stuff. I feel like just the class and the respectability of this organization has gone down the drain since this man has come in here. He thought he could hoodwink all of us, put the logo at the 50-yard line. To me, I was driving yesterday in my car, and I remembered exit interview last year. This man was smirking to the Charlotte media, trashing Teddy Bridgewater on the way out. Oh, it helps if you have a quarterback that can win. What team has an owner that goes out there and just trashes the quarterback? What team, the best quarterback in franchise history, tells him you're not on the team anymore with a freaking phone call? Outside of Dave Gettleman, we always had respectability and class. Marty Herney left the combine in 2018, flew to Charlotte to tell Jonathan Stewart he was not going to be on the team anymore because he had respect for him. I mean, since David Tepper has come in, I just feel like I hate to be cliche, but like just the soul of the organization, it's just gone down the gutter. And then you talk about wiping Cam away from the 2016, from the NFC Championship. Like, what are we doing? I just feel like we have a petulant child as owner who thinks he can meddle his way in and knows football. He doesn't know football. He's not a football man, and he needs to lay low. The only saving grace is we have Scott Fitterer, and we actually have some talent on this team. But this is all David Tepper. He's impatient. He hired a coach on his own. He's doing everything ass backwards, and the class, respectability, of ownership is going down the drain. We can't, like, if you are that bold to trash Teddy Bridgewater publicly, like, what do you think that message that sends to the other players? And it's not just David Tepper, it's Matt Rule too. Do people forget that this whole coaching staff went to the Senior Bowl, and all they did to every scout and every team that was there, dude, we lost 8 games by a score or less. They just publicly said this out loud to every coach that was there that wanted to hear it. Just trash this man. So, like, we don't know how to deal with people. We don't know how to deal with these players. And it's a joke from top to bottom. To me, this goes deeper than personnel. Like, there's some big structural organization things that I'm seeing. It just irks my nerves. I know Teddy's not here, but it irks my nerves. Like, we don't even have to treat our
I was
players.
about to say, where the gunshots?
But it's inexcusable. I mean, let's be real. It's inexcusable. Sam Darnold should be cut after that game. We know that. But this all starts with David Tepper. It all starts with him. And he's been, forget Jerry Jones. He's on his Jimmy Haslam vibes. And the apple don't fall from the tree because they both were part-time owner of the Steelers. That's what I'm at.
Dude spitting, bro. That dude spitting. Noli spitting right now. And any thoughts? Any thoughts on what he said? Any pushback? Are we seconding everything he said?
You already know. I want everything.
I can't push back. I can't push back with all them bullets flying, bro. All I can do is dodge at this point. I can't be out here pushing back.
I mean, and listen, like that, the fact, y'all pointed it out. The fact that we did that whole process backward, that we went and got our head coach and then went and got our general manager, that might not seem like a big deal to your average fan, but it is, man. Your general manager makes every decision about the football organization, from the doctors to the helmets. I mean, all kinds of things that you wouldn't even think about. The GM is in control of all of that. He is literally the man right underneath the owner. Why would you not have him be a part of the coaching hire? He needed to be a part of filling out this entire coaching staff. But no, he went and got a college coach first, kept Marty Herney's ass way too long, and let him continue to draft a bunch of bums later in the draft. And then you go and get Scott Fitterer, who comes from an organization where they do not value offensive line very highly. I mean, all you have to do is look at their past and you can see that clearly. So David Tepper has done every single thing to put the Carolina Panthers at a disadvantageous position going forward, man. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know whose decision it was to bring in, Teddy Bridgewater or Sam Darnold. I don't necessarily know who pulled the trigger on each one of those guys, but one of the people that we know for sure has blame in it is David Tepper, because his fingerprints are on all over everything up and down with this Panthers organization.
Facts. All right, let's go on to Deontay.
Deontay's been waiting for a minute.
Deontay, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's up, fam? I just want to say, first of all, I appreciate the tickets. Went to
Some
my
folks
first
need to
ever
mute.
game. I really appreciate that. Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you,
Yeah,
but
no, we
there's
can hear
an
you.
echo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get you mute.
John,
Some folks need to mute.
No, you good. Go ahead, Deontay.
Oh, yeah. So I appreciate it for the game, bro. It's my first ever game as a Panthers fan. Forever indebted to y'all. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Secondly, I want to say, hey, I don't know if y'all saw in the chat on Sunday, but I called it. When everyone was like, "Is Sam gonna come out? Is PJ gonna play?" I was like, "No, I tried to tell you." They wanted him to overcome this. They wanted him to have his Rocky moment. They believe so much in this process that Sam is the person that has to liberate this team. That they was like, "No, Sam has to overcome this. Put him in the third quarter, fourth quarter, even though he's throwing multiple interceptions." And everyone's like, no, just put PJ in the game. And honestly, it's really disrespectful to PJ, just the fact that the dude practiced with the team. The dude had all the starting snaps. And even with a concussion protocol, which usually most teams be like, all right, let's let him sit another week. They just went out and still just put Sam out there. So I think this team, like, Dave has said it a lot of times, I really think they ride with Sam, bro. And we'll see what happens. I don't see how Matt Rule. I think he's still going to be here. That's the thing. Like, I don't think we're getting rid of Matt Rule, and I'm pretty sure we're still going to keep Sam as well. The only thing I could think of is if we don't, it's controversial, but is if we trade Sam, Robbie, CMC, first pick, and maybe some defensive players for Watson. I don't want Watson. Let me be upfront and say that.
Wait a second. What? I'm sorry.
I don't want Watson. No, what you got?
Oh, so you saying that's what you want? I'm sorry.
I said that's not what I want.
Oh, okay. Boy,
I said that's not
what the problem is that that ain't what Houston wants. Like, Houston has no interest in taking no big contracts. They made that clear. They're not trying to take no contract. They're trying to dump contracts themselves. So from their perspective, we can't give them a shitty contract of Sam and a shitty contract of CMC and expect Houston to just eat it. Like, Houston wants players that are on rookie deals. So from that standpoint, we ain't going to be able to get Deshaun even if we wanted him.
Right. But Christian McCaffrey's contract won't be shitty if you traded him, because we would have to pay all the guaranteed money, right, Rashad? Like, when you trade somebody, you got to pay the guaranteed money. So his contract is only bad because, not only bad, but and theoretically it's worse because there's all that guaranteed money. But you don't even get that cap savings when you do that.
Facts.
But they want like Burns, Horn.
They want defensive players. They want folks on rookie deals.
Are we still doing this, man?
Like, y'all, we ain't got no. Y'all, we
Doing
ain't
what?
got no picks. We barely got an offense. We gonna trade away more of this team.
We about to be a bottom 10 defense again. We about to be a bottom 10 defense again, Pat.
Hey, whether we like it or not, this Deshaun Watson to Carolina rumors, I'm here to tell you they are not going away. And it might make some people mad because of what Deshaun did off the field and what you might think about him. And hey, I understand that completely. But we know for a fact that David Tepper, I don't care what any reporter says, David Tepper wanted to get Deshaun Watson on this football team.
I
guarantee
he got to want to come here first of all, man. No,
Freddie, let me tell you something, man. Ray Caruth got bars. Ray Caruth got bars in 2019 and 2020. They're still talking about some of the instances that this franchise has had with some of the things that some of these players have done. I don't think it's a good look to bring somebody like Deshaun here because of that. Like, I think the image matters too. I know.
Whoa! What did Ray Caruth do with it? Like, should you at least say that it's Jerry Richardson who had to sell his team for Jeans Friday?
Ray
Caruth is like Ray Caruth is reaching deep in the well.
It is deep in the well. My point is that this franchise got a lot of
Look. This sounds
issues.
good. Watson don't even want to come here. He don't even want to talk to him on the phone. Yeah, we
Somebody
living in
has
this
alarm
make
going off.
believe world, man. Let's stop pushing it.
Yeah, who
I like
alarm
it.
is that?
Sounded good.
Somebody got an alarm popping.
Is that me?
I don't
No?
know.
I guess what's the alternative?
Hey,
I
we
think
ain't got
that's
no
an
alternative. We already
alarm.
messed up. We already in a deep hole.
Oh, my bad, yo. Hold on.
That was you.
This
Look
dude
at
is
Yeah, that
Dave
was me,
the
that was
whole
me.
Look at you,
time,
dog.
bruh.
I'm trying to figure out where this alarm's at.
This dude Dave got so many Apple devices, he don't
Well,
even
that
know
doesn't make
what's
no
going on.
Boy.
You should be able to snooze on your watch too.
No, I don't think it's Dave. I
It
think
ain't,
muted.
it ain't. If it's me,
It
I'm
ain't
gonna
me.
laugh.
Yeah, y'all know it's not me. I got my audio going.
I'm gonna mute myself.
It
What
ain't
in
you
the world?
either. I'm gonna laugh at this Rashad. I'm gonna tell you
It's
that
not
right
me.
It's Pat. It's Pat.
No, it ain't. Is it me? No, somebody just mute.
No, I muted Noli. It might have been Noli. I just muted Noli.
That man that went to sleep. That was his alarm to wake him up. He sleep.
Hey, fella, how y'all feel about Aaron Rodgers got opt out next year, man? How y'all feel about that?
Nah, I'm good.
Got an even bigger diva.
Nah, Rodgers is immunized. Rodgers is immunized, man.
Hey,
He
can I
ain't
just tell
coming over
y'all?
here.
Can I just tell y'all? No matter who we trade for, I mean, insert name here: Deshaun, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Take your pick. Either way, you're talking about giving up at least 3 first-round picks and players. The song remains the same no matter what player you're talking about. If you're trading for a franchise quarterback, you're going to give up a lot for him. And that's just simple, man. We don't have a lot to give up. But I'm telling you, David Tepper doesn't care, man. David Tepper will mortgage this team's future to get a Band-Aid to fix it right now. I'm
Go ahead and
telling
do it,
you,
man.
Nah,
Can
we
we
got to
just
take
trade
this
for
on the
average?
chin. We just got to take it on the chin, and we just got to rebuild the right way, which we were doing fine. Honestly, we got the defense better. We should have just stuck with Teddy. Like, we were going a pretty good route,
I
and
agree
then we
with
got
that.
impatient. It was like, oh, we're actually doing okay right now. We're actually getting better. Let's get Sam. Let's get rid of Teddy. I got to have my name in the lights. I got to dance.
The Broncos are laughing at us, fam.
Yep.
We
So
will
are
be
the
happy to
Jets.
get a 6th-round pick for freaking Sam Darnold at this point. They are laughing at us right now, bro.
So how will we know if Tepper has learned from his lesson? Because I'm with Cody. I think he's that impatient. Like him and Rule talk about building a foundation, but with the moves they make in trading for Susan Henderson, trading for Stephon Gilmore, and again when I go back when they were at the Senior Bowl, telling the whole world that we lost 8 games by 1 score or less. That means you think you're a quarterback away, and we talked about this last year.
Yep.
So they're saying one thing, but their actions are not matching their words. That's the frustrating part. They're saying, this is a process. Go back and watch that opening interview with Matt Rule and when he got hired, David Tepper. It's the process, blah, blah, blah program. Their actions are not matching their words. So I think Tepper is senile enough and impatient enough to say, screw it. We're giving up Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, and 3 first-round, 2 first-round picks. I want this right now. And I don't know. Until I see he is competent enough to step back and let Fitterer run the show, I'm expecting terrible decisions. Because it's been all straight-up terrible decisions since he's gone here.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Justin Fields is throwing darts all over the field.
Now he is. He looked terrible so far. This is the best.
But he's also
rookie.
had no protection.
He looks like a rookie.
He looked like a rookie.
He's been getting beat up, and I'll say this though:
Zach Wilson looked like a rookie. Like that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they. That's what they.
But I also think that Justin Fields would look better in Carolina than he does in Chicago.
How you know that? I don't trust this coaching staff. I don't trust
not with this line,
the O-line. Like I don't trust.
I'm not saying look, I'm not saying that he would be a world beater, but I'm saying with the weapons that we have, I think he would have formed a better connection with DJ and a better connection.
I think he would have still needed to sit. I still think he would probably need to sit a year.
So what? I would have been fine
with that.
Because here's the thing: we are so far back now.
Yeah,
now y'all telling me we can't fix anything. Y'all are telling me it's gonna be years before we can even think about getting a quarterback. We were there. We were right there last year. right there. And you know what? And if it didn't work, how about this? Would Justin Fields be any more risky than trading for Sam Darnold turned out to be?
Safer.
No.
It'd
It
be
wouldn't
safer.
be much safer.
Yo,
It wouldn't be safer.
I said the moment we traded for Darnold and letting Bridgewater out of here was the moment that Justin Fields wasn't coming on this roster. And there was some folks that was trying to tell me that, oh, nah, we ain't going to exercise this 5th-year option. I was like, yeah, the hell we are. We ain't going to just trade for a guy, give up a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick, and not giving that man this 5th-year option.
Okay, hold on real quick. My man Nene been waiting for a long time. He's been sitting here for a minute. So I don't know. There you go. Unmute. Go ahead. Say your piece.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you sound just fine.
Cool. First of all, Rashad, I just want to say you were 100% right. I was listening to that presser. Man, he too concerned about making everybody feel good, like saying that the offense is struggling, but the defense can do better too. It's like everybody knows that the offense isn't doing what they got to do. You can just leave it at that. But I don't know. He has this desire to like make everybody feel good, and he's too worried about his image. So it's his presser is just full of coach speak. So at this point, I don't even know if I'm about to listen to any more of it. It's pretty useless. And as far as Darnold, I mean, it is what it is. They tried, failed. At this point, they can't get rid of him, like you said, because of a contract. So,
I mean, they can, but
it'll be a big cap hit.
Exactly, it's gonna be tough. And my biggest concern is Matt Rule. They wanted to build a defense. They did a pretty good job of it. My issue is by the time that if everything goes well, somehow they build up the offense, all these defensive players are going to be, their rookie contract's going to be up. We're not going to be able to keep all of them. And then what? We don't have the defense we do now. And it's tough because we got a good defense. It's being squandered by the offense. And without the adequate draft picks, I don't see how this offense is going to get much better. So it's just disappointing, man. We have such a good defense. We have such a good defense, and it's just being wasted.
So we're not going to have a top 10 pick because we're going to get those sentimental wins at the end.
Against who? Against who, man? I mean, unless they're going to start resting people.
I think we can beat.
I mean, do we really even trust the Panthers to beat Washington and Miami?
There ain't no way we can. I mean, like right now, then you're just, if you think the Panthers are going to win games going forward, it's just because of the math of how many games there is. That's the only reason you would say that is what is there? How many games? We had 9 games.
9 games.
So there's 8 more to go. But an 8-game losing streak is not unheard of in Carolina, bro. Like, I've been around for these mugs.
Yeah, so you should be able to beat Miami, and we should be able to beat Washington.
What? Tell me this.
Yeah, you should have beat
why? Because here, we should have could. Look, the Giants game was the worst game in Panther history, dude. Like I mean, swear. It might not be the one. It might not be the one that hurts the most. But I've gone through every game trying to find, and here are my qualifications. Here are my qualifications for what the worst game needs to be. Number 1 is got to be a low score, right? Under 7 points, right? We've only had about 10. I mean, not only, that's a lot, but like there's only been like 10 games where the Panthers have scored under 7 points. Then you got to look at how well the other team did. So like biggest margin for a game that's under 7 points. And then I think the third qualification is you look at the record of the team that beat you. Right. So if they go out and turn out to be 14-2 and you got stomped in 2010, that's not as bad as getting stomped by a 1-5 team. And on top of that, I challenge you. I think there's only one game in Panthers history where we put up less offensive yards than that Giants game.
But here's a true story for you. Darnold's passing rating with the Patriots was worse than the one with the Giants.
Here we go. It's almost bedtime again.
No, I just say this is like I challenge anybody to go and find a worse performance statistically than for a whole team than that Giants game. There's been, I was at one in 2010, 34. It was 34-3. The Saints beat us. The Saints turned out to be very good that year. But on top of that, our offense, like, it didn't have a bunch of turnovers. It just didn't do much, right? Like, I mean, nothing like, but we still put up more yards than we did against the Giants. We had like 150 yards against the Giants overall, like all together. There's one game in 2001 where Chris Reinke threw 3 pick sixes. He threw 2 back-to-back pick sixes in that game. That's one. And then there's another one in 1997 where the Denver Broncos had 2 punt return touchdowns in the first quarter against us. That one hurt a lot too.
They blew us out.
But other than that, like, I mean, I challenge anybody to tell me a game that is worse than that Giants game, and then tell me why we should beat anybody. The only reason we should beat anybody is because they suck.
I ain't got the Giants game. That at least was on the road. That Patriots game yesterday was horrid, and that was at home.
Oh, that was a home game for the Patriots. I heard it on television.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't got the answer. Yeah, I mean, you could say we could be competitive in a couple of games, but I mean, we here last week we pulled up the 4 games up leading up to the bye, right? And we all thought, coming off that Falcons game, we were riding a little high, but again, like I said 1,000 times, yesterday's game plan is not today's game plan. What you did against the Falcons, running the football 47 times against 29th ranked Russian defense, is not going to work week to week. And the game plan, you said you listened to listen to Matt Rule say it today. Yo, we got to keep the ball out of his hands at all costs. Like you got to keep the ball out the quarterback's hands in order to be
folks want to
successful.
blame Joe Brady.
Right, and again, I don't think it's all Joe Brady. I think again, I agree with what you said, Noli. I think there's this combination of everything. He's limited to what he can do given what he's got. Because truth be told, there are guys open. I mean, Christian McCaffrey was wide open in the back of the end zone on one of them plays, and it got batted down. Like 16 passes got batted down on Sunday, and dudes is wide open. Like we've seen Sam miss wide open dudes. So
Can I ask y'all this, man, about Joe Brady, Rashad? Because me and Tony, we've been arguing back and forth about this. I'm like the only one on our podcast that says, man, like a lot of people are like, and I understand they want Joe Brady to be better. And a lot of people are saying, man, we just need to fire Joe Brady. Joe Brady is a real problem with that offense. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying that he couldn't be better than what he is, certainly. But, man, when you have an offensive line this bad, you have a quarterback throwing into double coverage, making boneheaded plays, overthrowing people, then the receivers are dropping passes. It's like, man, I'm telling you, I'm not saying Joe Brady is great, but he is by far, in my opinion, he's far from the biggest problem with our offense, man. And I don't think people would have these same criticisms if we had a dependable quarterback that can get the ball to the receivers.
No passes, bro. No passes.
Yeah,
there ain't no passes on this offense. This offense is historically bad, dude. Historically bad. And so I just tell you this is, imagine being Matt Rule walking into David Tepper's office the day after the last game of the year and saying, I think I want to run this back with Joe Brady. Imagine how that conversation goes back. Yeah, let's bring back Sam Darnold, Joe Brady, and just get an offensive line. No,
it's complicated though. It's more complicated than that. Like we can't just say that it's all Joe Brady. And if Joe Brady calls up this magical play, that all of a sudden this offense is going to be successful.
Right?
He called it. It's not that easy.
It's everybody, bro. It's everybody. Joe Brady should not get a pass. The offensive line don't get a pass, and Sam Darnold get a pass.
But no one's giving him a pass. What do you expect him to be able to do in that situation?
Bro,
now, as far as it goes with I agree, Pat. Now that's what I was. That goes to the point that yes, the reason why I want Joe Brady gone is because dude is going to get a head coaching job. Like he is going to get a head coaching job, fam. He's going to. Like, regardless of how we feel about it,
let that Penn State job.
He is going to get a head coaching job, whether it's college, whether it's NFL. He is going to get a head coaching job.
You think he deserves that?
It's not about deserve,
No,
fam.
it's not about deserve.
Cam Newton deserves to be in the league, man.
Yeah.
It's not about deserves.
He's
going to get a job.
It's about the turn.
That's
Sometimes it's going to be their turn, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes,
so that's why I want to get Joe Brady, because I know it's all about continuity. You have to have continuity with your team.
True.
And I know this man is going to get a job somewhere. So there's no point in keeping him around. Like, yo, just let's
I'm
go.
gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And I know folks don't want to hear, but I'm gonna keep this a buck. Don't let that Penn State coaching job open, or Matt Rule might have a new job too.
Yeah. And
best case scenario, LSU and Penn State open at the same time.
Let me tell you something. You move Joe. You put Joe to LSU. Put Rule over at Penn State, and that'll be it.
Scenario.
And I'm telling you, like, don't be surprised that all of a sudden this season keeps going as bad as we anticipated to be, and Mitchell goes to USC.
Mm-hmm.
James Franklin, excuse me. If Franklin goes to USC, Penn State opens up. And they call up Matt and be like, yo, Matt, man, you want to head back to Happy Valley, man? Come to your alma mater? Don't be
Brady
shocked, guys.
There. And I'm with the C3 guys. I think Brady does deserve, everyone deserves blame. I absolutely agree. But if we're keeping it a buck and being honest, Brady deserves less share of the blame than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold deserves the most blame. He is so, like, people, I don't think people understand, like, how much they've had to dumb down the offense. He deserves the utmost blame. And we're talking about Matt Rule walking into David Tepper's office. I want to know who watched every single snap of Sam Darnold with the New York Jets and says, you know what? I can fix that.
Right.
Someone's got to pay for that. Somebody has to pay for that. You watch.
Yali, you're my boy, bro. You spitting fire.
Somebody watched every single snap of Sam Darnold. What was all the excuses we got? Oh, he had Adam Gase. Oh, he had a terrible O-line. Oh, he never had all this. He never had all that. Bro. He looks, maybe I just don't watch the Jets, but he looks worse. Like, if you're not successful here, and I get
true story. Noli, true story, bro. He's on pace to have his worst season ever with any team.
Yep.
He did better.
He's on pace to have his worst season ever.
Well, right now, his QBR is lower than any point than he was with the Jets.
He already has 11 interceptions.
But it was Adam Gase, though.
That's what
he already has 11 picks.
We gave him, and again, Brady is, both things can be true. I want Brady out of here. Brady's overrated and he deserves facts. But this dude looks worse than he was with the Jets. And all the
I got more of a problem with anybody giving Joe Brady a job right now. I mean, I want to be like, is a man, that's a travesty, dude. I mean, I understand. You saying that it's going to happen, but like,
I agree with you.
We agree with you.
It is a travesty.
I would not. I figured that's why I told Cody Lashney he should have taken the head coaching job if he got an offer last year, because, man, this is what could happen. This is why players ask for money. They could go get hurt. Joe Brady going to be working at Costco at this rate.
No, if you look at LSU and the coaches that they've had, every LSU coach has won a national championship. And we know Nick Saban was one of them. But the ones that came out to Nick Saban ain't Nick Saban. Les Miles is not Nick Saban. Ed Orgeron is not Nick Saban. Joe Brady could easily walk in there and win a national championship with LSU.
So my thing is who's going to be held responsible for watching every single snap of Sam Darnold and saying, you know what, I can fix that? Because to me, Matt Rule said he watched every snap. And I agree with David Tepper just after the season saying Teddy had to go. And so somebody has to be held responsible that you watch all these snaps of Sam Darnold and you say, you know what, I'll take a chance of him and give up a second rounder instead of taking Justin Fields 8th overall. And again, this just goes back to David Tepper, but it's just bad decisions being made all around.
Yeah.
I agree, bro. Hey, let's get go ahead, Marcus. Yeah, I was gonna say
all the talk of bad college coaches. We're going against a college coach next week, and he's doing okay. I don't know if he had any NFL experience behind him though, but Cliff Kingsbury's doing all right.
But you know what? Cliff Kingsbury also had his first year as a head coach. They went and drafted Kyler Murray,
quarterback. Yeah,
and then they were going to be able to pair those two and let those two grow together for the foreseeable future. And you know what? We could have done that if we would have hired Eric Bieniemy and then drafted Justin Fields.
And
Kingsbury
he
has
got
NFL
NFL. He got NFL coordinators.
Yes,
he
thank
got
you.
NFL
Yeah.
coordinators.
Yep, that's a fact.
Hey, Rashad, I appreciate y'all letting me on here, man. I'm about to jump off here, but before I go, I just want to say, y'all pray for Pat Coltrane. He has had to watch and talk about these Panthers so much. You can see it's heavy on this man's soul. Y'all pray for this man. Prayers up for Pat Coltrane. Love you, baby Bubba. Peace and love to PMP. Tony, I'll see you tomorrow night. Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You ain't gonna talk about your interview,
Shout-
man. You gotta
shout-
talk about your interview.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
Oh,
real quick.
hey, Wednesday night, man. Wednesday night, me and Tony are going to be interviewing Dave Newton on the C3
Wow.
Beat Check, y'all. We're going to be interviewing Dave Newton
that's
on
gonna
the
be
C3
lit.
Beat Check. Y'all
That's
gotta
gonna be
come
lit.
in, man. Y'all gotta
Let me
come
tell
in. It's
you-
going to be
let me tell
really
you
good.
something, man.
And look, man, Tony,
Oh, God.
Tony is like his biggest fan. But hey, I'm gonna ask my man some fair questions, the questions that Panther Nation wants to hear. So tune in Wednesday night, man. 3 Beat Check. Holla at your boy.
But you
I'm
know what? David Newton been holding it down though,
He
man.
has. I said that on
Yeah.
podcast.
Like,
Dude's been out here
like,
asking these questions.
I ain't
He
even
asks
hating.
the
Like,
only real questions, dude.
he asking the
Yo,
right questions.
Newton is
man.
out here pulling out the clip
For
every
real.
press conference.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
press conference.
Can you-
He is
can you
pulling
ask
You
out
gotta
the
give him
clip.
credit.
Can you ask him about defensive coordinator Joe Brady?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sure, bro. But all right, y'all have a good night. Peace and love,
All right,
y'all.
bro.
See you, Cody.
All right, let's get Drew in the building. Drew, go ahead, bro. I know you've been waiting for a little bit. Appreciate your patience.
No problem. Thank you guys so much for having this therapy session. I know C3 did theirs the other night. I needed another one, guys. As y'all know, I'm up here in Maine. I took up hunting so I could avoid people.
Woo.
Mm.
There's some
I
good,
wouldn't
there's some
hit
good
him.
deer up there, though, from what I
I
understand.
went and
though,
hid in the
Maine.
woods.
Damn.
Mm.
Me and the deer, and I'm naming them Matt Rule and Joe Brady.
Ooh.
Oh man, you.
Oh, I can't
really-
even do my shots. I can't share my screen. But I gotta put some shots in there. But go ahead.
But oh my gosh, guys, it's hard watching football up here. I swear. I mean, it's bad enough for the Panthers to be this bad, but then to go out there and stink it up against the Patriots on top of it all, God, it's just
Yeah, it's awful. Hey man, so hey, what you hitting anything up there? Pause. Like you got some deer. I need some venison down here.
Man, I had my scope on one today, but it was too small. I'm not shooting anything small, man.
Gotcha.
I'm going big game.
Gotta follow the rules.
Yep, I'm going big game hunting. So I'm heading back out probably Thursday. See what I can get a hold of. Maybe I'll catch me a Matt Rule or a Joe Brady and take them out of their misery.
Yeah, you gonna shoot Matt Rule and Joe Brady?
That's funny, yo. It's super frustrating. All right, so I got a question for y'all, man. I got a question for y'all because I need answers, man. And y'all know I was talking about how my brain worked earlier today, and like I'm trying to piece it together. I put together this whole last year. I did a whole series. I talked about the Super Bowl window and how if you keep Teddy, you draft the quarterback down the road, and I drew up the whole plan. Like I had a plan in place, and they didn't follow it. And I'm just a dude behind the camera. I don't get paid for this, but I can't envision a way of how we get out of this mess, dog. Like even if you clean slate, like how easy. There's so much.
I'm gonna say it like this. This is how I feel, man. When I was like 16 years old, right? This girl broke my heart, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in love with a dog, and she broke my heart. And I went to this old head I used to work with. I went to him. I said, "Man, my heart broken, man. How I'm gonna get over this?" And he just told me, "Time. That's it." I was like, "Man, I'm 16 years old. You talking about time? That's the only thing that's gonna fix it is time. Like, ain't nothing. It's nothing we can do at this point.
Right.
That's not gonna set us back even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got no picks. Everybody like, okay, maybe we trade away all the good players right now and get some compensatory pick. Maybe we trade it. Just be still, man. Like, ain't nothing else to do this time. That's it, Panther fan. you gonna have to ride with Sam Darnold for a year.
No,
We ain't
no.
got
I'll
no
take
picks
Will
next
Greer
year.
off of
Like, ain't
practice
nothing.
squad.
Body.
Unless you just burn it all down
Yes.
and start
Probably
over.
gonna have to. By the
That's
by
what
the time the
they're gonna
offense, by the time they build the offense, the defense, they all gonna leave in free agency.
So
It's a mess.
I think what you do is, if I was David Tepper, which again I would have probably not made all these moves, you pull the plug on Matt Rule. You admit you messed up. Hire an NFL head coach. Let Scott Fitterer hire an NFL head coach. Stop thinking you know football because you don't know football. Let Scott Fitterer hire an NFL head coach. You're probably, unfortunately, going to get another another stopgap QB, sign him to a short deal, and let that head coach and GM pick their quarterback. Yeah, we've already set this franchise back, but that's what you're going to do. Keeping Matt Rule another year is just delaying the inevitable. He's not it at this level, and and whether it's Tepper that's been whatever it is, you got to just pull the plug. Unfortunately,
I really feel like I think Tepper just the money man. I really feel like he don't know what's going on. He don't know football. I agree with that. He don't know football, and that's why he tried to keep people that he believed know football. Look at what he did with Marty. That's why he was scared to let Marty go, because he want Marty to. Can you fix it? And Marty tried his best, and he was bad at it. So he had to let Marty go. And I think he in another situation where he got a bunch of people on his staff that don't know football. Like, and he don't know how to fix it. And I'm gonna be honest, I just don't see us fixing it no time soon, man. Like you said, if you get rid of Matt, get rid of who, but it's just I just don't know how. Even if you tear it down, I don't even know if we can build it right. You know what I'm saying? This is just supposed to be a rebuild. I don't even know if we can build it right, even if we tear it all down, man.
I think you can if he steps back. He has to step back and not be involved in the personnel decisions. Like, did we forget draft night? He was on the phone, working the phones, asking for higher value.
All in the videos.
Like, bro, pipe down. Let Scott Fitterer, Dan Morgan build this team. You stay back. I mean, did we forget the tiebreaker comment? And then he had to come back the next week and be like, oh, that's not what I meant. Nah, bro. You let the cat out of the bag. You know exactly what we meant. Did people forget he's the one that suggested Rivera switch from a 4-3 that took him to a Super Bowl with Lovie Smith to a 3-4? Like, there's been little red flags people have been missing. So the way you fix this, number one, and again, starts with Dave Tepper, you step back, let football people who actually know football make football decisions. You lay low, collect your check, and shut up.
Tepper got to sell the team, man.
Yo, man, he just bought the damn team.
Man, look, Tepper, get your money back, man. Go and get your money, because you ain't built for this, dog. Go and get your money.
I hope
back,
he kept
man.
his receipt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. The whole tiebreaker thing was always interesting to me, because that tells me that Marty had his ways and Marty didn't back down. And I knew that at that point you knew that Marty had to be out the paint. Regardless of how you felt about how Marty was as a GM, but at least like you could tell that they want a bunch of yes men. And that's what it's boiling down to. We got a yes man quarterback that thinks it's okay to be mediocre. We got a yes man coach. We're looking like we might have a yes man GM. And we're just gonna be out here saying yes to every damn thing. Yes, to Sam Darnold.
I'm really trying to find a way, man. Like it's
there's a way.
The only
it's not
way,
until 2023, Rashad.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. Yeah, like ain't no way till like we in a hole.
We're gonna have a new Congress.
Can we agree Darnold is off the team though? I mean, not off the team, but he's not starting.
I don't think so, man. I really don't. I don't think he's.
We want him off the team, but
yeah, we want him off, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Let me rephrase. I think he's on the team, but I don't think he starts another game for the Panthers.
I think he starts.
I think he starts next week.
I think. Wow. I do too. And I think
he starts next week unless they IR him.
I also think not only is he going to start whenever he's healthy, whenever that if he doesn't go on IR, he's going to start. And I also think he will start the year off as the starter next year too.
I don't think so.
I really believe that.
I don't think so.
I really believe that, dog.
I got money on that. I got money on that.
How do we get out of it? Tony, how we get out of it?
What they going to do? Like, if they what they going to do?
The first thing that we need to do is not win any more games this year. Not a single one.
That ain't gonna be hard.
Here's the
Coach is
deal:
fireable.
is
He'll
look.
be fired
Let
then.
him finish. Let him finish.
Good. That's fine. That's fine. Because the Jags just pulled off their second win. There's a couple. I think the Jets have even won 2 games. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, think about it. Is that 4? If you're sitting at 4 wins, you're probably you might be a top 4 pick.
And they're gonna trade it.
Yes, but that's the very beginning. Is that you want to jump a pull? What I guess who traded out a 3 with San Francisco this year? Who was that?
It was Miami, wasn't it?
I felt like they were farther back, but okay.
Eagles, wasn't it? Didn't
It was
Eagles
Miami.
trade?
It was Miami.
It was Miami because they had Houston.
Whatever it was, is that if you can't get the quarterback in that draft, you either trade back and you get as many pieces as you can, and you pick all offensive linemen, or you just got to start building the you get a tackle, and you got to know that next year is going to be just as bad, and it's going to be another 2 or 3 years before you get there.
You ain't telling me who the quarterback was going to be though.
I don't know who it's going to be, but it ain't going to be Sam Darnold. I promise you, it will not be Sam Darnold.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not going to be him, then who is it going to be? I need answers.
Tua.
Oof.
And that's not going to help. It's not going to help. But, well, you know what? Anything is going to be better than Sam Darnold.
Yes. I just think
you
that,
can't run it back. They didn't run it back with Teddy. They did not run it back with Teddy. You trying to tell me?
I hear you. I hear you, bro.
They ain't running it back. There ain't no way they running it back.
But the ego, man, it's the ego. Like,
exactly.
It's the ego.
They're not gonna
like,
do this again.
They can't do that again.
You know how crazy they'll look, man.
I don't think Matt Rule is going to be the coach next year. I think it's I think at this rate.
I got a bet in, dude. I already got a bet with somebody that if we win 6 games or less, that Rule's getting fired. I already got a bet in place. There's a bet already in place for that. But the thing is, if we do keep Rule, that means Sam's coming with him. Like, it's a package deal type of situation. It is together forever, ever. They here. I'm telling you, like, there's no way you're gonna fire Rule and keep Sam on his roster.
I don't think there's a way that in the world that you could argue that Matt Rule deserves to keep his job if he decided that Sam Darnold was going to be the quarterback. That would be the one news. If you just said this is that sorry, we're stuck with Sam, I would say now you're fired, homie. Like right away, like the first words that came out of my mouth would be, "You're fired." Like, sorry, just do it with somebody else. You have to pick up. I don't care if it's Fitzpatrick.
Tony, you right, you right in everything you're saying. Like, I agree with you, but that we talking about what we would like, how we would operate the team, and we got to remember that these dudes have done some dumb shit, and they stand, and he's gonna. I think they're gonna stand behind it, I think they're gonna Tepper handpicked Matt Rule, gave him a 7-year deal. He not just gonna walk away at the year 2, especially if we win, unless like Dave's situation where he said we only win one more game. I can see a situation where that happens, but he's gonna stand behind this dude. And not only, I think Matt Rule is gonna stand behind Sam Darnold as well. And I don't like it. Don't think you should.
So Rashad, my question is, if Teddy Bridgewater performed the way he did last year and David Tepper went up to Rule and Brady said he got to go, you think after what we seen from Sam Darnold, he's just going to be like, actually with Sam, this is so much worse.
It's layers, bro. But I agree with you, bro. But I think it's just layers, man. That 18 million walking with, again, you can eat it. We did it with Teddy. I get that. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do this, make the same mistake twice. And even then, I think that the best case scenario, I think for the Panthers, honestly, this is me speaking. Best case scenario for the Panthers is and I know we don't like it, but they have to draft the quarterback next year. They have to.
And reach.
They have to.
I don't think so. I don't think you can reach because that's it.
So what are we going to do? Okay, so you're gonna trade for another quarterback. We already ain't got no draft picks.
They're going.
And y'all want to trade more draft picks to get. There is no way. Like y'all want Sam Darnold out of here, but y'all got to give me a solution. Like we gotta have a solution here. Like I like us having this conversation, but I don't like throwing around bullshit. If we not going to offer up, we got to talk about it. Let's talk this out.
Well,
Like,
first, we don't really know who's available. Like, I mean, all right. Well, I mean, give me a list of all the free agents. Give me a list of all the possibilities. I mean, to say right now, with 10 weeks left, who is going to be the quarterback if it ain't going to be Sam Darnold?
Too many
You
dominoes.
know what? I mean, like, that's a kind of a ridiculous ass too. At the same time,
it's not.
I would tell you this.
If you look at the complete picture, given the salary cap situation, okay. Two, given the free agents available that we have to sign, given the cap, the number of draft picks we have, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear what we can do. It's pretty obvious to me. Like I said, I don't just operate in one. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it all, fam. It's not that easy, bro.
But
it's not that easy.
Well, let's bet. Let's do a gentleman's $5 bet. That Sam, I promise you, is that Sam Darnold will not start in week 1 of next year.
I don't see how he's not on the roster next year, though. Because, like, if you look at it, why wouldn't they bring in a veteran quarterback to back him up? I think they really went all in. Like, if you look at the social media team, they did draw this Carolina Panther, draw all this stuff. They really wanted to prop Sam up to be the guy. They didn't want any competition. They really did their best to do that. That's what they felt. Why else would they not bring in a veteran quarterback? So I think you have to. That's what they're thinking. They want to go with Sam. I think he starts again. If not next week, I do think he starts again for the Panthers before he's gone.
But not next year. That's my whole point, because if you see the whole mood, like, I mean, just the soul of just the team, I mean, they're just so demoralized. I mean,
that's why I'm saying you have to draft a quarterback. You draft a quarterback. He's there.
First
he's
round?
breathing.
First round?
I don't care. I don't know when it happens. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when it happens. Maybe we
like I said earlier, man, you cannot draft a quarterback if Rule's still the coach. You cannot do it.
And you don't have a line to protect the rookie quarterback either.
That's what
makes
it.
At some point, we got to draft a tackle.
That's why. See how I'm with y'all. That's why it's so complicated. One, it's not a lot of draft picks.
You just got to start over. That's it.
Pat, you're right.
Just blow it up.
You're right. I mean,
so
ultimately, you're right.
But what do you think is going to happen? My thing is, if I'm just going off what I think is going to happen, I'm with Tony. Just based on the way that the receivers just ignoring Sam, the way that the offense is just has no life, the way the defense is aggravated, knowing they're going to be on the field a lot. Just for the morale of the team, I don't think Sam is going to start next year at all. So the question is, what do you think is going to happen? I think it's a toss-up. But if I had to put money on it, I mean, to me, if they hadn't picked up that 5th-year option, he would have been cut yesterday.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that. But that's also why I think he's going to be here next year, because they haven't cut him because of that contract.
Another option they could do, I'm not saying this is what I want, but I think what they could do is bring in a veteran in free agency, have an open QB competition, try to weather out the storm, draft an O-lineman.
That's
the best bet right there.
Matt Rule too in love with PJ, bro. He too loyal. What is it, Pat? His dudes, what you call it?
Huh? What happened?
What you call it? What is nepotism?
Nephewtism.
Yeah, that
nephewtism. It's too much nephewtism going on.
Yo, he love PJ, bro. PJ ain't going nowhere.
He's gonna be loyal until his job is on the line.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. Look, we've seen this dog and pony show before in the past, and once Matt Rule's future is tied to one of these other people leaving, he will fire them mugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no, like, the NFL is a survival game. And if he survives one more, imagine this is what if he said, nah, I will not fire Joe Brady and I will start whoever his name is, Sam Darnold. And now, and you owe me a bunch of money. David Tepper's going to say, I'm a billionaire. I don't care about no $80 million.
Yeah, he's not folding to Matt Rule. I will say that. I don't think he's going to fold to Matt Rule, but I don't believe that Matt Rule is the type to stand up to David Tepper. Like
don't hold it against David Tepper to not pull the plug on Matt Rule.
Yeah,
and who trades stocks in here? Somebody got to trade stocks in here. Is the one thing about a stock guy is that when they start losing, They'd rather cut their losses
They cut their
than to
losses
keep
and walk away.
losing.
So somebody explain this to David Tepper in stock terms, like
it is not out of
Well, you shouldn't have to. He's a hedge fund
it's a
icon.
long game. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to get Josh in here because
Josh.
Josh hasn't said anything. I want to get Josh in here.
All right, real quick, fellas. Let me get up out here. As y'all can see, my camera went out. That's how you know I've been on here too long. But
Me too. I gotta run too, guys.
And I'm out here too, guys. Thank you,
I
PNP.
appreciate you
Appreciate
having
it,
me on, man.
All right, y'all.
No
Peace
question.
out. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
You got the answers? You got all the answers?
Man, I wish I did. I wish I did.
right.
I know you guys are in the same boat as I am, but yeah, I think I hate it for our guys on this team that, you know, are clearly wanting to win every week. The guys like Hassan Reddick, the guys like Robbie Anderson, you know, that are on the sidelines trying to, you know, wake these guys up. You know, you can tell they want to win. And the fact that this team's not getting it done for the last 4 or 5 weeks is really, really disappointing. But I agree with your take, Rashad. I think, and I'm not in David Tepper's head, but I do agree with the fact that I think we need to get a quarterback in the draft next year. Depending on how high up we can get, you know, unfortunately his QB class isn't great. You know, but Sam Howell honestly would be a good option at this point. Maybe Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh possibly as well. But yeah, again, this is just, it hurts to see guys like, you know, Hassan Reddick doing well, Brian Burns doing well. Zane Gonzalez is even doing well. He hasn't missed a game. He hasn't missed a kick in like 4 games, which is like the longest streak of 40 plus yard made field goals. So kudos to him for, you know, doing a lot better than he did in his first game with us. But I just hate seeing this team hurting, man. It sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, man. And like you said, I agree with you. The quarterback draft class is not that great. There is no Trevor Lawrence.
Nope.
There is no Justin Fields. There is none of those guys. They're all. I do think one of those guys is going to be successful going to the right scenario. But nobody's looking to any of these guys to save their franchise. My favorite quarterback of the bunch is Matt Corral. I love Matt Corral. I'm a huge Matt Corral fan. And I would be elated if we got him, but I also know that he's limited. Like he has a huge arm.
He does.
But he is also going back to last year. He had an issue with interceptions. So he's a system quarterback, and that Lane Kiffin system at Ole Miss is very, very, very good for him. And I don't know that he'll be able to be successful outside of that kind of system. But that's just me talking. But I don't. This quarterback class ain't it. Overall, and I just think because we're in a situation, if we do land a top 5, like I was saying earlier, if we land a top 5 pick, we're gonna end up trading back to get those 2nd and 3rd round picks that we traded away to kind of fill out the draft class, because we do need offensive linemen bad. And so you've got to get an offensive lineman, you've got to get a quarterback. Like, it's too many holes to try to fit within the draft, and the right way is to build within the draft. You have the only way to build a team is through the draft. You can't just start plucking out free agents. Yeah. And it does work. Look at LA. It works for LA. It does work, but I don't think we're going in that direction. I think we're building through the draft with all the young guys and kind of building them up.
Yeah.
I feel like
I agree.
Go ahead, Deontay.
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel like free agency really works when you're looking for like supplemental pieces, not when you're trying to get like the cores. Like free agent quarterbacks usually, you know, it's once in a while you get like a Drew Brees situation. But for the most part, the free agent quarterbacks, there's a reason why that they're available. But if you're looking for that, you know, that piece just to take you over the top, that's fine. I just look at us in 2006, right, when we tried to get Mike Whale and all these other free agents, and then that team was pretty bad. Like we overspent on a lot. Mike I can't say his last name. I'm tripping. But yeah, so many different free agents that we had that we just appreciated. But yeah, I really think that we just got to take this one on the chin. You just got to keep it going, build correctly through the draft. The only question I have to ask is Matt Rule here? And because I know if he's here, I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold's going to be here next year. Yeah. I think they do a quarterback competition, or at least that's maybe the best I'm hoping for. But
I mean, it ain't like Sam could go and demand a trade, even if they do a quarterback competition. Ain't nobody gonna want his ass.
XFL's hiring.
This Sam Darnold can't demand lunch at Bank of America Stadium, man. Fuck out of here. He can't demand nothing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Man.
I think he's not. I think yesterday was the breaking point. I think he will be on the team because of the 18 mil, but I think his days as a starter are over, and they're about to just fake this injury to save him embarrassment. So the question is, if Rule is back, are they going to go with PJ or another veteran? And if he's not, then I could care less who our quarterback is if we get a new head coach, because at that point, I'm willing to be patient.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no way Sam. I mean, because you got to look at the domino effect. Like, our top 3 receivers have been hurt because of Sam. Concussion, ribs. You think they're going to want to go out in the field and go 100 miles an hour? So they're in there. And not saying they're scared, but I mean, especially with DJ that hasn't gotten paid yet. You think he wants to go out there and risk injury? And again, like we brought up earlier, the defense feeds off the offense. And now the defense is tired as can be. I mean, we're not playing complimentary football. And we know how the games and ebbs and flows go of a game. If offense scores, defense gets a turnover. So, like, the defense is unmotivated. So I think his days as a starter are done. So the question is Matt Rule back? And if he is, who's the quarterback? And if he's not back, then that's a whole separate conversation.
And I feel bad for DJ Moore too. This is what, the 6th different quarterback that's had passes thrown
Maybe
his
6
way.
or 7.
Yeah. Facts.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he had 3 quarterbacks at Maryland that thrown passes to him in college. 4. Yeah. So I mean, he's used to the situation, but I'm sure he's like, man, when is there going to be consistency here?
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting tired of looking behind me on a year-to-year basis and seeing somebody new throwing the ball my way. So. All
right, let's get Kyle in here. Kyle, you want to say something, bro? You gotta unmute. There you go.
What's up? I just want to say, man, I watch the show. I enjoy it.
Appreciate that.
I was at the game this past Sunday, and it really, really sucked because there was so many Patriots fans there.
Of course.
Luckily, I was around some pretty cool ones in the end zone, but up in the 500 section, man, like, there was a fight. It was like literally being at a college game. There were so many Patriots fans there. It was that loud.
Yeah, that's typically how it rolls, man. Bank of America is usually inundated with other teams' fans. That's how it goes.
Has it ever been this bad this year as it has been?
I don't recall it. I've been to a lot of games over the years. I've never, and this again, I don't go to every game, but I don't think I've ever seen it this bad.
Like, why would you pay money to come see it? Like, people have to add context. Like, those years we were having losing seasons with Rivera and Cam, like, there were, again, the offense was at least putting up points. Like, I don't think people can comprehend that, like, our offense has never been this anemic since maybe 2010. Like, just go back to those early on losing seasons. We were putting up points. Like, it's like hard to watch. Like, it's terrible. Like 2019, yeah, we had Kyle Allen. We were putting up points. Like, we're not even reaching that baseline, unfortunately, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, just to, like, I don't know, dog. I don't got the answers, and we gonna give our final thoughts. I know everybody's getting a little bit tired here, but I just want to say this. I think the best case scenario moving forward, I think obviously, and I think everybody can agree, is that we gotta dump Matt Rule and get another coach. I think that's the best way forward out of this scenario, because then you get to cut bait with everything. But at the same time, you're going to lose Phil Snow, right? And he was the bright spot, but
he's been great for us.
If Matt Rule goes, Phil Snow's going with them. That's just how they roll.
That's okay.
So that's going to be unfortunate. We have to get a new defensive coordinator, but I just think the longer he is here, and again, we've made mistake after mistake, even going back to Cam. You got rid of Cam, you brought in Teddy, you didn't follow the plan that you had, and then you keep exacerbating the issues. And that's why I keep saying that let Sam play. Either you're going to cut him, or you at least got to have him under. He's going to get paid $18 million regardless, right? Whether you cut him or whether he's playing, he's getting paid. So you can cut bait. But if you actually, I'm not 100% opposed to letting Sam start next year, especially if there is a rookie quarterback behind him waiting to play. Like, that's the only circumstance I would be cool with Sam coming back. That way you at least have a gradual transition of power, right? Like, do it the right way. Like, I know it's the same, like, we cried about getting Teddy out, and I just want to forewarn y'all. We got Teddy out of here. We did the same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. And I say we as a fan base, because we all did that. We got Teddy Bridgewater up out of here, and now we ended up with Sam Darnold. That's why I'm saying, if we draft a quarterback, let's let this dude gradually take over. Because dude's gonna be around regardless. Sam is gonna be here, or they're gonna eat the 18 million. So you just gotta. There's no easy answer, bro. There's no easy answer. So I ain't got the answer, Sway.
Are you saying we do the same thing that Chicago did earlier this year?
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Something
Makes
like
sense.
that. Like at least, let that man don't have the weight of the franchise on a rookie quarterback. That's how they fail. Like, don't just roll him out there at week one saying he's the dude. Right? I don't want that to happen to a rookie quarterback.
Work for Cam.
But that's Cam, and number one overall. That's different.
Cam's special, man.
It's different. You talking about Heisman
special.
winner? He was special, bro. Cam, that's different. That's different. That's an exception to the rule.
Yeah, Cam was a special case. He was a transformational talent, and I can't believe the way we let him walk out of here. We should have done it better.
Easiest solution is just to pick him back up. Let him be the coach.
That's true. I mean, that is the easiest solution. One of the easiest solutions.
But the ego's gonna get in the way
That's
of it.
never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But I agree. We all want Cam back, especially the way things sit right now. We would love to have Cam back, but it's not gonna happen.
Nobody's gonna ask the question though. Like, have you considered looking into the free
They've
agency?
asked.
They have.
Oh yeah, they have asked. They
Yeah,
have
they've
asked. You're
asked.
right. You're right.
I'm gonna let Scott Fitterer take it. He handles like Matt Rule owns nothing. Like he can't take ownership for shit. But Dave, go ahead. What's your final? We'll go around the room. Final thoughts. We'll close this thing out.
We might have to just blow this shit up, man. We might just have to blow this shit up. And then suffer. Because I think my big concern right now is how the free agents are reacting, right? Like, why the hell would you want to come here with the franchise in disarray like we are right now? And knowing that your quarterback might be Sam Darnold in 2022. That's my concern. Like, it's always been a challenge to lure free agents as it is, but this doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? So we might just have to blow everything up. That's all I got. Tired of screaming.
Marcus, what you got, bro?
We're screwed. Go Hornets.
Nene, final thoughts, bro.
Well, as far as the draft goes, I agree. Probably should take a quarterback. I think there's 3 draft options. You take a quarterback, take an offensive tackle, or trade back. Honestly, I don't know which direction the team will go. I hope they take a quarterback, keep him behind Darnold, then eventually pass the torch. But will they do that? I don't know. And free agency, I think that may be the best hope in improving the line. But as you said, why come here? So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Josh, what you got, man?
Yeah, things aren't looking great for this fan base right now. I'm not willing to give up on the season yet. Where there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, as for short-term fix, I'm not seeing that right now. Get the players that you need to get in the draft, even though we've got a very small amount of picks compared to last year, years prior. But go with what you got, and hopefully we can figure something out soon and get back to the winning ways of the early 2010s. I'm missing those days more and more as the year goes by.
Facts. Deontay, what you got, man?
Hey, man, we just got to take this L, rebuild the right way. And we should have saw that Tepper was impatient when he was in the Steelers and he wanted to get rid of Mike Tomlin quick. Yeah, we should have saw that one.
Great point.
But yeah, we just got to do that, and we got to figure out what we want to do fast, just because we have a lot of key free agents in the next 2-3 years, and with a new coach, new scheme, maybe even a new GM, we got to figure out. Hey, you never know. I'm just saying, we got to figure out who we're going to sign, why we're going to sign them, and all these different things. So we got to figure out soon.
Random thing about Mike Tomlin: he's about to pass Bill Cowher's the second winningest coach in Steelers history tonight if he holds this game.
That's crazy.
With 150 wins.
And he wanted to get rid of him.
And they want to get rid of him. Never had a losing season.
All right, Nolan, what you got?
David Tepper, you're a terrible owner. Please stay the hell out of football decisions. You don't know what you're doing. You're ruining this franchise. Hopefully he comes to his senses sooner rather than later and realizes he messed up. I'm not holding my breath, but if you guys weren't buckled up for this clown show, buckle up, because I think it's about to get worse before it gets better. So I'm going to continue multitasking as I watch these games. They're not getting my full attention, and who knows, I may have to skip a game, but yeah. Buckle up, Panther Nation.
Yep. All right, I just let Robert in. Bro, we getting ready to shut this thing down. Final thoughts for you, bro.
Oh, it's going to be a rough season. And you're talking about rebuilding and everything. I mean, we have good pieces, but, like, the offense is just so bad. And for Darnold, we have to keep him for another year. And that's how the contract's laid out. I mean, there's no point of cutting him contract-wise for money-wise. It's really just rebuilding the culture at this point.
Yeah, he's got to get back.
I mean, he has to go. That's all I have to say. Darnold has to be gone these next couple of years. We have to keep him, sadly.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so, hey, man, it was fun. This was therapy. I think we all needed this. It's real. Like Noli said, you got to strap in, bro. Like, you got to strap in. It's going to be a long rest of the season. There's not going to be too many W's. I think, it's tough. There's no easy way, bro. I'm telling you, I played it. Even dumping Sam just makes another bad situation. All this dead cap you're dealing with. If you cut Sam, it's either way, the solution is going to look bad. And I think the most optimal solution right now is to just clean house, but we know that's probably not going to happen unless it just goes really bad the rest of the season, which it could. It could, but I think it's a slim chance that Matt Rule gets fired after the season. But we'll see. We'll see. Just strap in. We all thought things were, looking good after going 3-0, and now here we are, man. Here we are, and it sucks. It sucks. So next week, if we get blown out by the Cardinals, we might have another therapy session. I probably will still do my videos for the interesting stats and all that. I'll probably release those tomorrow, just to go over it. But this was fun. I like this. I don't want to do this every week, but I do think it was fun to let you guys come on and kick it with us. Really good conversation, especially from Noli. Noli dropped some good points. Nene, you was good. Josh, you guys all were good. Deontay, Marcus, and then C3, Pat Coltrane. Shout out to all them guys for joining us. This is fun. Not gonna be not gonna be a normal thing, but this was fun. Dave, anything else?
Nah, man, this was great. This was awesome. I know there was a lot of vendor need to be had, and rightfully so. Like, this team gave us some ray of hope at the beginning. Then we saw the reality. Then we saw a little glimmer of hope, and now we're back to reality again with the Cardinals coming up next week. And I know we're not. I don't think we got a Cardinals podcaster yet, right?
Working on it. Working on the one Grandizer recommended. Haven't gotten a response yet, but we're working on it.
But all right, this was fun.
Yep. So we're still gonna preview the game. We're not throwing in the towel. We're still gonna preview the game with a Cardinals podcaster. We're working on it right now, getting him to respond. But outside of that, man, just keep hanging in there with us. We got a couple things we're working on for our Patreon members, couple interviews. that could go down here in the near future. One with an active player, one with a former player. So just keep all your positive energy this way so we can lock those in. But we appreciate y'all support, man. That being said, make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. But we out. Keep pounding, people.
Keep pounding,
Peace.
guys.